Hello everybody, welcome back to Low Ink January 2026. If you're just joining us, I'm Cater, joined here today by my lovely co-commentator Spicy. We are back after a little break and some technical issues, but we've got everything fixed up, and now we are in our 5th round. How are you feeling, Spicy?
Feeling good. We get to commentate Moolight going up against Squiddy Up, and I remember seeing Moolight in the chat, like on our production chat here, and I'm like very confused for a second, and I'm like, oh, there's no end there. So it is Moolight here with a player named Moo, having the Moo Moo Meadows cow as well as their logo. Going back to Squiddy Up here with the. This is a little fun here because you have like the cowboy theme of Squiddy Up. You got the cow here from Moolight. Both these teams trying to find their first win here as well in Low Ink, so stakes are pretty high still.
Yeah, Moonlight, of course. Moonlight, not to be confused with, top NA team Moonlight, who, if they signed up, would be immediately banned from Low Ink, considering they are, top NA, and we have a skill cap. But thankfully, the omission of the N from their name means that they are allowed to play. We are going to be starting off our set here on Splat Zones at Hagglefish Market. Personally, this is a favorite of mine. I just really like the structure of this map. I like the 2 pathways on either side that allow some shenanigans to happen there. This is pretty much just a classic for Splatoon 3 here. We'll see how these teams decide to deal with it. Let's look at the comps they're bringing out. Oh, we got an ink brush. Not something you see too often.
Yeah, some interesting comps really on both sides. You see double splatling as well from the side of Squiddy Up. So real interesting dynamics we really have here. A lot more shorter range from the side of Moolight. You see a lot more different side there from the side of Squiddy Up. So real curious to see, especially already over towards this zone, Squiddy Up is able to get that early advantage with that paint and all of those splatlings going. But I feel like Moolight, let's see if they're going to be able to just get anything going. You see the hammer already over on that right side as well, diverting all the attention pretty much onto them as well. So see if they're going to be able to get anything off of it here while Squiddy Up still able to control that zone.
Yeah, we saw the Wiper there trying to go for a flank, not quite getting at Darkness. Meanwhile, using this S-Splash, trying to chase down Sammy here. A little bit of a neutral ground, opting to pop that Booyah Bomb. With that and the Ink Strikes coming out, Moolight is going to take control of this zone just for a little bit, not only for 9 ticks of that timer, though, as Squiddy Up is right able to get back on. Moo putting down a couple of ink mines to protect against future flanks, and then popping the hammer out very aggressively here, chasing one of the members of Squiddy Up. Oh, and a secondary hammer coming out from Beam there, trying to get the pick on Moo, but isn't able to. Moo is just running in circles, able to super jump out, and that is a net 0, and I guess a net -1 in hammers, as another one from Squiddy Up comes out and goes down. And with that, we also have Soft jumping back here. So these teams both really know how to utilize these super jumps. Meanwhile, Moonlight is trying to come back and get control of this zone again with another Booyah Bomb coming out that is going to allow them to take that back and whittle through their very small penalty, allowing them to get even more points on the board here.
Yeah, I loved how right after that Booyah Bomb, you saw the hammer getting popped there as well from the side of Moolight. So just being able to be popped there, get that extra momentum, a little bit of diversion. You see the hammer from the side of Squiddy Up and Poon trying to get in some damage there, not able to really get anything there, but the strikes now coming out from the side of Moolight as well. The lead evaporated all the way down to just 8 points there until Squiddy Up finally able to put a penalty onto Moolight. And these hammers have been the entire theme of this game so far, able to just be coming out so fast, so often, and really just making it so hard for either team to really establish anything towards the zone, because there's just always a hammer pretty much right into your face.
Speaking of hammers, there's another one getting one pick. Oh, just narrowly missing another off of that super jump there. I'm honestly surprised myself that they didn't get it. Sammy here has the Leaf Slider at the ready, and that is a great place to be able to have it as we have the Moonlight drop into this court section. They are taken out right there. 22 points left on the timer as Moonlight is trying to do their best to get back into the zone. Booyah bombing directly onto that crab, getting a pick as well with the combination of that and the strikes. The zone flips as there's no one to paint over that, and Soft able to get a pick before having to move to deal with the Wiper somewhere behind them. Oh, their teammates dealt with that. This is great team play from Moonlight as they continue holding on to this zone.
Yeah, Moolight's specials are just on point at that point, able to use the Booyah Bomb as well as the strikes to really just follow up, get the zone back there, and even have the hammer as a little bit of a follow-up afterwards as well. Now they're able to work their way out of their penalty, but they go 2 down. Sammy able to find a double, and you see that they have the Reef Slider online. The hammer's already out there as well, and there were 2 hammers actually in play at this moment. Squiddy Up just being able to make it so hard for Moolight to get anywhere here on the map, and now they're just able to work their way through their penalty, see if they're going to be able to do so, maybe get a knockout if they're able to keep Moolight out.
Yeah, so many hammers coming out everywhere. Squiddy Up right now, nicely in control of this zone, painting over another Booyah Bomb and Strikes combination. This seems like something that Moolight has practiced, or at the very least has planned before this match, though it gets painted over this time as Squiddy Up has learned, and that penalty is almost gone. The mini Splatling here doing their best to fend off the members of Moolight, but being forced to back up a little bit as we have these strikes at the ready yet again from this Splash here, who has been doing a very, very good job of timing them. Going to put those out in the court area, following up with the Cooler and the Booyah Bomb, as well as Moolight tries to get more of those picks, but nobody goes down, and in fact, more 3 specials at the ready. They're going to get popped. Oh, there it is, 2 down on Squiddy Up, but being able to get that first pick, looking to camp the jump here if they can get something off on soft, but it ends up that 2v1 not working out in their favor.
Yeah, and all of this has led to Moolight, especially now with the Brush having special online, putting them in a position to potentially win this game outright here. Reef Slider coming on through. It's going to put the zone into neutral, but the strikes are going to come out here. Not able to cap at this moment here. Moolight trying to just put themselves in. Don't want to get into a penalty at this point when you're so close to potentially taking the lead here. But Squiddy Up with 30 seconds to go is able to force a penalty there onto Moolight. Has control here as well, as we are setting up for a really dramatic last 20.
Yeah, that is a really big penalty considering the time that they have left, but Moo getting that hammer snipe and coming in from the off angle here that Squiddy Up does not expect, redirecting both of these teammates' attention onto them. Moolight does lose 2 of their players, though, in the distraction that Moo's providing him might not be enough. We'll have to see if they can get the paint over it. With these strikes, they do, and it looks like we are almost able to see overtime, but no, and in the nick of time, Squiddy Up is able to come in, retake that zone, and prevent Moolight from what could have been an incredible overtime push.
Yeah, that was just an insane last minute from both of these teams. The zone kept constantly flipping here, and you see just great awareness from like both of these sides and knowing what do we have to do to like really just control the zone here. The special usage really from both has been really impressive to watch there, especially on the side of like Moolight, just being able to know we have a lot of great specials when it comes to painting, so we're just going to be able to use that to basically control zone whenever we want if we have the resources available. And Squiddy Up, you see just all those hammers, having like that double hammer comp really puts so much offensive pressure from their side. So it's been awesome just really seeing how that has all transpired there in a great game 1. Impressive from both sides. Super excited to see what we got going into game 2.
Game 2 indeed. Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track. So you know that the Dread Ringer that was there is going to like this, and the Splatlings will too. I wonder if we'll continue to see the Ink Brush come out here as well. I really liked its distracting power coming out from Boo there, and if we do continue to see it, because it looks like they are an Ink Brush player, also having a Luna Neo in their pocket. So we might see another kit of that Ink Brush or something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the more interesting options, really, and especially because we mentioned it at the beginning of the set here, where Ink Brush isn't exactly the most common weapon nowadays. So to have a niche pick like that, especially if you're piloting at such a strong level at this point, you're able to really get so much value off of it here. And you saw just really from the side of Moolight, it felt like a lot of their plays kind of centering around having that brush able to beat at distraction to allow the other weapons on their team to really capitalize off of that here. And in Rainmaker here also has a lot of value here, whether you're going to be the one to lead the way for a Rainmaker push or just making it so your teammates have opportunities to push it themselves. So definitely options here from the side of Moolight. Squiddy Up also, I'm real curious to see how this comp ends up playing out here as well. You know, there's a lot of options from both of these teams here, and really from the side of Squiddy Up, you saw how that double Splatling worked out. They had like also using 2 of the same specials there, so definitely some options to really be working for, especially here at this point. Round 5 low ink already pretty warmed up. Now it's a matter of just controlling that stamina, making sure you still got it going into like the last round and a half.
Yeah, low ink can be a really difficult stamina challenge, especially if you're super new to the game. I know that my first low ink, by the 5th and 6th sets, I was like, man, I am so tired right now. So even just to see that these teams performing at this level, hey, I still play level, I admire these people. Low ink is still difficult for me. Oh, that's a Wellstring. Okay. So we Squiddy Up decided to bring out the V-Heavy Splatling as well. I know his stream coordinator V-Heavy will be excited about that. I as well absolutely love to see a V-Heavy come out on here. Pairing that with the Wellstring, that is going to be a lot of power, and to be expected, Squiddy Up gets that first pop of the Rainmaker. We are seeing the switch to blue dapples as well come out from Moolight, and so that is going to be a lot of aggressive power. These super low range, high damage weapons that they're both coming out. They're really rat playstyle that Rainmaker loves to enable.
Yeah, and it's so interesting seeing how both of these comps are going to be able to play off of each other as well. And you're seeing how already what's going to be happening here. The Sprinkler coming in. That kind of value, it's powerful here. Squiddy Up now, able to get that first checkpoint there on that right side. They got the 2 Splatonic comp here as well. Kind of following up with the same double here, just with different weapon styles instead. Reef Slider going to come through. Not going to be able to find that pick. It's Adam able to just stay alive at this point here. 1 minute to go already into this game here. We already have Squiddy Up with that Rainmaker. It is just going to reset back into mid here. Maybe letting Moolight get an opportunity to get something going, but Squiddy Up looking like they're going to get another pop.
You know that Adam saw that person drop all the way on the left, is calling that, especially putting out that wave breaker, looking for more information. Swing here also doing a similar thing, hopping down into the trenches, trying to see if they can get something done. Unfortunately getting shown by that wave breaker, but it's okay because they'll pop that crab tank, forcing the Rainmaker to go all the way into this trench here on the side. Despite that, they are going to... Okay, never mind. It's gonna sit. They're able to get back to that checkpoint, but Darkness here, playing sticks notably, is able to come and get that pick there on the Dapple Dualies. Has that Reef Slider at the ready too. That could be really important, especially as the members of Squiddy Up are starting to drop in, try and get something done.
Yeah, and it's so important now for Moolight to get something going here. Do you see the Reef Slider able to offer that extra leverage there, able to give that bit of protection to make sure they are able to get this next Rainmaker in. They should be able to take lead here as they do. They slide it all the way up to the 52, so it is a slight lead here as both checkpoints have fallen. Great cancellation of that hammer there as well, not letting that be a big factor here as it was in game 1. And now with the crab tank there, let's see what Darkness is going to be able to do. It's going to be able to sneak away here with the Rainmaker, using the ledge here as well to offer a little bit of a higher vantage point here. Able to keep sneaking on around the rest of the team, able to fire it off. They get smacked down by the hammer here as well as 3 down now from the side of Moolight.
Hammer to the face, but 18 is a good place to be, of course, especially here in Humbug. There is no such thing as a safe lead. It is either knockout or be on the lookout this entire match. Oh, really good Rainmaker split, but unfortunately, the combination of all of those sub-weapons, they were not able to live through that. And I think that it looks like the Viper might have died to the pick, or the pop of the Rainmaker or something similar there. Whatever it was, Moonlight was able to get the pop there, but Adam is standing over that Rainmaker, preventing them from picking that up and running. However, Swing has something to say, has that crafting at the ready, is going to pop that into mid. Looking at the members of Squiddy Up, you can see Beam trying to avoid that. He has the bubble to use for cover and is almost at another hammer as well.
Yeah, and you know how much value these hammers have gotten this entire set so far. Beam has it ready. Season opening, gets 1, trying to find 2. They are able to get out soft here. They might be able to get 3, not able to do so. They're getting smacked down there by that blue Dapple player. And you are now able to see what are they going to do. Squiddy Up is able to get the lead, take it all the way to the 16. So small lead. We know no lead is really safe, especially after that wipe. But so far, great start here as Moolight once again now gets the Rainmaker back.
Oh, we're taking it up the left side, actually, as Darkness using that Ink Rail and using the wipeout situation completely to their advantage, but Squiddy Up is able to respawn quickly enough and take Darkness out with the power of that Wellstring. Adam is deciding to jump out after that. Meanwhile, Beam is here, is able to get that pick on Swing, and with that, the members of Squiddy Up are able to come back out. Moolight is trying to get that pop on the Rainmaker, and I think that Beam, does get the hammer snipe off of that, does also go down to the pop, so huge on both sides right there, but Squiddy Up is relentlessly guarding this Rainmaker. It is a very awkward position to have, honestly, for both teams. It looks like Squiddy Up is just going to let that reset, let the last 50 seconds of this match play out as hopefully defense that they're able to, or, okay, no, not reset. I spoke too soon. Kune is going to pick this up here and just kind of keep it up on this ledge here. A really awkward position for Moonlight to push through, but they are going to have to reckon with the crab tank as long as they're able to stay alive and hold the defense, not with the Reef Slider coming at their face, though.
Yeah, and the specials have been really aggressive from both of these teams here as well. Last 20 seconds to go. You see where that Rainmaker is perched up. It's a really awkward spot for Moolight to get over to that point. Squiddy Up just knows they just got to keep it there pretty much, not let Moolight get any opportunity to just take the lead or force an overtime situation, because even if they get that pop, it's not exactly a great position to be able to get a run here, but they are going to get stopped immediately, and that's the wipe as well. Squiddy Up, knowing the win condition, knowing what they they gotta do to prevent the overtime, executes that perfectly to win that second game.
Oh man, but just even with that, great moments from Moonlight, huge pushes from both sides, very close scores, as exactly as you'd expect from a Humpback Rainmaker game. 2 points is nothing to laugh at.
No, definitely. Yeah, this set has been awesome, really, from both of these teams. Just so many great highlight plays, really, from these squads, and you're able to see just like even at this level, there's so much potential really for both of these teams going forward. Rest of the year just started here for in 2026 as well. So going to wrap up this set here, Tower Control Inkbot Art Academy. We mentioned it before we went live, but a lot of these map mode combinations are, maybe you could argue vanilla, but they're tried and true, especially here, even at this low level. A lot of teams already have some comfort level, already know like some general game plans, what they're going to be able to do here. So I'm really interested, especially since we're seeing a lot of different weapon variety already. What are we going to be bringing out here for this game 3?
Yeah, that's honestly my favorite part about commentating low ink is there are weapons that I likely wouldn't see anywhere else. That Ink Brush Nouveau, pulling out the vanilla wellstring. Well, I guess some teams do that as a flex for Rainmaker. That's not necessarily unheard of, but like the flexibility that some of these teams have is just insane through the roof, right? The combination of the head and the Explo that we saw earlier, not something that I have the treat of seeing at other tournaments that I commentate in. So this is great. And also, can we talk about the work that Darkness is putting on the side of Moonlight? Because like they're listed as the Slayer of the team, but we also saw him pick up that Rainmaker. We saw them use the Reef Slider in great situations. I think they're really putting in good work to help their team.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I saw the swap to Blue Dapple especially, and I was super excited to see that. And it paid off in spades, really, from their side there. Even though it didn't result in that game win, Moolight has looked really impressive overall throughout this entire set thus far. And you just see it really from there, like, the fundamentals are, like, really there. And I really love that we see that, or especially at, like, the lower level, where, like, one of, like, the bigger things I especially see, like, one of the bigger challenges like going into like competitive Splatoon for like, the first time is just like establishing that fundamental team play and really just anything there, and you're already seeing the semblances of that. It's already off to a great start, so this game 3 should be exciting then.
Yeah, it's both of these teams really have that unlock. We've got the special coordination, we've got the team play, and you know, I wish we could see clam blitz with these teams because I know that we would see some nice coordination of throwing the clams to each other like we did last set. We won't see that. We will see tower control, but I'm excited to see it. And also with the blue dapples coming out, I do think it's so interesting because like I was talking about how I see weapons that I don't usually see, but dapples seems like one of those weapons that has just seen a lot more usage in NA. Interestingly enough, especially on Rainmakers since Merchant Underpass came out, because that's where the pink dapples really shine, and then from there people were like, well, we could bring out the pink dapples for other Rainmaker things, or maybe the blue dapples because that torpedo is nasty. And so kind of seeing all of these different players pick up those dapple dualies and do really good things with it is awesome, because I do remember when you absolutely like you'd see them and you'd make a wish because they felt so rare.
That is so true. It wasn't that long ago where we were like just absolutely stunned seeing any kind of dapple dualies get any kind of playtime regardless of level. But now we're getting at the point where pretty much there is like that upswing and uptick in seeing that dapple gameplay, and it's awesome to see. Like here we are, it's 2026. You are still seeing some weapons getting a lot more love now than they used to be. Hasn't just been stagnating the entire time, especially here at low ink, where you really do see that weapon variety, seeing a lot of potential here from these players and getting any of those like things going, able to really start to highlight some of these weapons here as well. So we are rolling now into this game 3, and now you are seeing once again Squiddy Up going back to like this double splatling setup there. Also seeing Sammy now on these splat dualies as well, return of a few other weapons from the side of Moolight. So this should be a real interesting game here in this last set.
Yeah, we're also bringing out that Zinc mini splatling on the side of Squiddy Up, which is a very smart change because that kit is incredible for tower. You got both the Toxic Mist and the big bubbler on there, so getting Kunai set up on that tower and able to just pop the bubble like they are right now can be huge, especially for getting through these checkpoints. It looks like this first checkpoint is going to fall without too much fanfare as long as the whales can be dodged here in favor of Squiddy Up. And we have is that a second bubbler? Wait, that is the dualies, the Twinkle dualies. Do those have bubbler? I feel like that's the kit for them, right? I'm so bad at the third weapon kits, but either way, it is a double bubble comp that we are seeing here from Squiddy Up, and if they are able to put those in the right spots at the right times, that can be absolutely huge.
Yeah,
it's fun.
doubles.
Yeah, thank you, Screamer, for showing me the kit. I love you.
Love that. Yeah, like the doubles, especially from Squiddy Up, have been like a really recurring theme from out their entire set so far. When they're able to just run two or something, and it has been working out very well for them. They already have a pretty big lead so far here in this first minute and at that first check. They're already having that tower still in Moolight territory, and you see that they're able to just do a great job of being able to really make it difficult for Moolight to get anything going here, especially just on the defensive end. A big hammer coming out one more time as tower is going to revert back to neutral here, but Squiddy Up one more time, just trying to get back on the tower, just keep it pushing.
That is maybe the most action I've ever seen around one of the side trees on Inkblot. Like, a lot of teams kind of just ignored those. I've never, like, that is a fight that looks like it should have had gone, it should have had happened in mid, but no, it happened all the way on that left side there. Anyway, Moo, trying to avoid these wave breaker rings, is going to build up the whales here, engage Kune, who is just trying to get something done, but just, again, a little bit trapped in that area over there. Beam taking advantage of the block here, looks like it's gonna go up, and the combination of that and the bubble, doesn't have the bubbler anymore after that reef slider, but still is able to get the pick and run away unscathed from that. Meanwhile, Kune has another bubble popped on that tower and is able to make it to checkpoint 2, waiting for, you can see Darkness up here in the bats, making their way to the tower as well. The strikes forcing the members of Squiddy Up off, and Darkness able to follow up on that. Really, really nice coordination there.
I love that gameplay there from Darkness, able to eliminate that Splatling player as well. Just being able to do so many great things here. But Squiddy Up with the tower one more time, just keeping it pushing. It's been so hard for Moolight to get anything here, or at least on the defensive end. They're finally able to put a slight stop to this here, but the tower is still so far deep into their territory. Reefs are going to come through, but it's going to miss the mark, unfortunately, here. Hammer is so far up as Squiddy Up is able to just try and get something there. They have all their members here, the bubble as well, and that's a 2 down here from Moolight, and it's a really dire opportunity here. Sammy able to find the pick there, and now it's just a matter of can they stay alive. You see a big group of Moolight clumped up right by that space. There's a suction bomb there, just have to not get hit, and Squiddy Up gets that 3-0 with the knockout here on tower control.
That's exactly what you want to see out of a tower push, just slow and steady, even here on Inkblot, right? Because you have to take control of the bats area, you have to control the plat area, but sometimes you can just hop on tower and keep on throwing those bombs. You get lucky, it works out, and Squiddy Up is going to close out this set 3-0.
Yeah, great stuff here. It's really surprising. I believe that was their first win of the day, and like
Yes.
it doesn't feel it because like the way both these teams were playing, there was like so many great semblances of like strong fundamental, strong Splatoon play as a whole. So to see them finally get their first win is a bit of a surprise, but it's great stuff. You love to see how both these players played real good here as well. And hey, there's still one more set of the day here. I don't believe either of these teams are going to have a shot really at bracket, but hey, you wanted to get your day off with a good end there as well.